How is it going, everybody? Where are my teammates?
Oh, good.
How you guys doing?
We are well.
What's up,
Very
stream?
well.
What's up, guys? I am here with some of the masterminds behind Sea of Thieves. We have Joe Neat, executive producer.
Hello. Nice
And-
to see or hear everyone. How's it going?
We also have Mike Chapman, design director on Sea of Thieves. Give me a dance there, Neat.
There you go.
There it is.
Got the moves.
Oh no, Mike's not into it. Mike is not into it at all.
Just having a little snuggle with the mast. Oh, nice, gentlemen. We're a well-oiled machine today.
Look at us go.
Normally we'd just slam into it.
So I had a blast searching for the underwater statues, the cursed statues, and I've noticed they're incredibly rare now. Yes, is there plans to either bring them back more in force, or are you always tweaking that ratio?
I think we'll always tweak the ratio, and I think, like on the other end, kind of the gunpowder skellies are still fairly frequent. You know, they bring a lot of value to players doing the Order of Souls missions, or you know, kind of that emergent kind of fun that you have on islands. So I think with anything we add with a campaign or with the Build Rat adventures, we'll always kind of look at the balancing numbers. I think as well, because the mechanic is now in the game to stay, the same way as gunpowder skellies, we'll also look at other ways we can kind of key into those mechanics in the future. So yeah, I mean, once it's in, it's not like that's the end of the story. We'll keep tweaking it.
Cool, because yeah, there's something. I had a blast with those. I don't know why. Something about searching underwater, and they're kind of spooky, and I like them.
Do them along the way, right? Like
Yeah,
just
exactly.
hearing that noise when you're
Yeah.
like on an island for another reason. It's just a cool little thing to take you off the beaten track. So, you know, using them in different ways in the future is something we've got right.
Now, do you have the same plan for the ghost ships as well? Will they just be in the environment after this event is over?
Yeah, they will. They will. So, so the kind of the approach we've taken.
Hashtag free Mike. Can we get a hashtag free Mike in the chat? He's
Can you hear
back.
me? It just works. Hey! Sorry, we're thinking, what's the password to get on the laptop? It's just-
Amazing.
It's fine. We're here.
Cool.
Perfect.
Sweet. We're back
Welcome
in the
back.
game.
We had a really good joke in chat. Well, lovely pun. That you are in fact mutinous on the mic.
That was pretty good.
That was good. Yes.
What actually happened was Mike was going to leak loads of stuff, so I pulled out
Oh,
his
got it.
microphone.
Smart. Yeah.
If you think about like the Hunger in Deep and showcasing the Megalodon and that new creature to the world, so it's a similar thing with the skeleton ships, as in these are now a threat that players can face in the world. So there'll be a mix of things there where we want to take you by surprise with skeleton ships, but also just have them in the world, right? The skeleton ships are almost going about their own adventures, and they're just passively in the world, and they'll engage you if you engage them. But also, we want to keep an element of the battles around. So we know that there's fantastic spectacle in the world, and we don't want to just have that for the campaign. We want to keep that value in the world. We don't want to announce exactly how we're doing that just yet, but the battles are going to stick around as well.
Yeah, and I think for me the Megalodon's a great example of how we introduced something with the campaign and then left it in the world, and it's such a cool emergent kind of moment, and you don't really know what to expect. And I love the Megalodon. I think it's awesome the way it interacts with the skeleton ships as well and stuff. So yeah, I think you can expect the same kind of approach with the skeleton ship itself, right? Like we want to bring it in and we want to make it special, and this special thing that just enriches the game from this point onwards.
Yeah.
Megalodon. Male or female?
Megalodon, it's Meg. It's Megan.
Meg.
There. It's answered. All of our questions are answered. It's been good playing with you guys.
It's an interesting balancing thing, though, bringing in a new ship like this, because you can test it and play it, and like in the studio as much as you like. But I think especially something like a ship handling and balance against the other ships in the world and with different crews and stuff is something you're really only going to be able to assess properly over time and see, is there, you know, like how does it fit in, and what does it do to player behavior and people and ship choice and all this stuff, and is it the right balance, is it not? It's really interesting. So that's going to be something we'll be monitoring over time, because it's a really cool ship to use, but it's just like, yeah, how does it fit in amongst the other two?
Yeah.
Now is it faster than the other ships?
It fits pretty much directly in the middle of the sloop and galleon. So when you think about, it's not just its speed into the wind, it's
Turning.
speed with the wind behind you. It's both of those kind of elements.
Yeah.
based on sail position. So it effectively, we've designed it to fit directly into the middle. But then you can't, to Joe's point, can't really predict how players are going to use it. Are people soloing on the Brigantine? Like these are the kind of behaviors that we want to kind of see in the wild.
I can't confirm. I have a friend who plays many hours late at night. I'll pop on Discord and I'll say, "Wow, like you're still going, buddy." And that's what he does. He goes out solo in his Brigantine because he was always a solo sloop player. He's like, I can do so much more now, and people are more afraid of me, right?
Well, it's like it's a totally fair thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like you're on this bigger ship, which is what we wanted. Still feels like it can be handled by a smaller group of players, but it still feels more akin to that galleon with its double decks.
Mhm.
We kind of put this little quirk in the lower deck as well, where you've got the curved deck means that the water pools
In the middle,
kind of around
yeah.
the brig, and then it takes a while for the captain's cabin to get kind of wet. So it's almost like the captain's bed's got a longer chance of surviving. Do we feel ready?
No, absolutely not.
Battle?
I do not feel ready. I feel like we need one more good loot stop.
I'm gonna check the little guardhouses.
So when you complete these commendations, if you guys aren't aware, you complete commendations here, and you unlock doubloons, which you use to buy special goods from your good friend in the tavern. Is this idea of unlocking things, because it seems to be a lot of rare items are tied behind the doubloon system. Is that the plan moving forward, or do you think there'll be more? For instance, you unlock one commendation, you instantly unlock a cosmetic item, or are you gonna keep playing with that?
Yeah, I think a mix. Quite honestly, as we go through the rest of the year, I think the main thing for us, and what's nice about the Bills Rush doubloons, is that it's you've taken part in the story, and that's why you have that unique hat or that unique jacket, and that we almost want players to think back to, oh yeah, I got this cool scar or this cool tattoo because I took part in taking down the Megalodon in the Hungering Deep. It becomes part of your story and your journey in the game. So that's something we've always liked the idea of, and you know, the Bills Rats doubloons let us kind of deliver that to players. But again, kind of building on that with the other cosmetics in the game. I mean, what you saw us do in this release in Cursed Sales was we added lots of kind of skeleton items and tools to the shops, but they were still locked on a commendation. They still required gold to purchase, but they were locked on taking part in the event. Well, not just on the event, but literally sinking skeleton ships, earning you the right to go get these cosmetics. So again, building the idea of if you see someone in the world that's dressed a certain way, you know they've accomplished something in the world.
Question in chat here. I saw 3 sheets neat as a captain on a skelly ship. Is this a common Easter egg? I feel like to expand off that, what else are you, to anyone who doesn't know, what else have you done to throw Easter eggs in, rather to rare Easter eggs or to mentions for community? Like, what have you done to really bring that up in game?
So first of all, in response to that one directly, like there are Easter eggs for pretty much everyone that was on the development team in terms of names of skeletons, skeleton captains and stuff throughout the Order of Souls and on the skeleton ships. And I definitely seem to be quite a frequent occurrence in the skeleton ships, judging by the amount of notifications I get on Twitter from people telling me that they've just killed me, which is great. But alongside that, like anybody that does something cool in the community, basically, is a potential candidate to get immortalized in the game itself. And you know, we've done this throughout our alpha. We're continuing to do this. Like one of my favorites was with the Hungering Deep with Merrick. There was someone who took a screenshot, like a selfie next to them, and because their characters were very similar looking, and he was like, "Hey, I'm Merrick's long lost son, Derek," and it tickled us so much that if you now go back to where Merrick was in the world, there's actually a little painting of him, those two together.
That's
those
awesome.
Two, pirates. And just so it can be anything, right? It can be amazing achievements, amazing stories, amazing moments, or just things that make us smile as a studio. And you know, one of the more poignant commemorations in the game is for Xbox Addict, who is a big member of the, was a big member of the Xbox community, a really positive, shining light amongst people. And unfortunately, he passed away, kind of earlier this year. And so if you can find him now in a cave with a commemoration with some kind of green candles around him, and a lot of people in the community go and pay kind of tribute to him by leaving treasure there and stuff. And you know, obviously, like we were devastated to hear of Matt's passing, but the fact that we could do something special for him, and the fact the community have taken it to so to heart and are behaving in such a cool way around it has been amazing. And I know that you know, it's been cool for his family to see that as well, to see the way that the kind of Xbox community has rallied around kind of one of their own.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'll also enjoy all the general markings, because I know you put some people, for instance, in caves. We were talking earlier about Blue, who I ran into. People like that who accomplished things in the alpha. You inscribed their names on rock and such.
Yeah, it's throughout. There's loads of those cool little Easter eggs like throughout the alpha, and again, it's just going to keep getting richer. We love doing it, and it was super cool for us to do it in the alpha, because these were the people that came in really early, that believed in Sea of Thieves, were helping with our testing and spending a lot of time in the game there and giving us feedback and just doing cool stuff, like, you know, whether it was I think Blue was one of the top 10 gold hoarders in the alpha itself. And what's interesting actually there is, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but in that top 10, someone called Carrots or something, Kaerites or something. I think that's similar. I stumbled across that recently on because it's on one of the skeleton, one of the forts, isn't it? And I recognise that name from Twitter, because that person's been really active on Twitter, and kind of I've been seeing tweets and stories and stuff. Whereas when that top 10 list was generated, it was like, that was just a name to me that didn't resonate. Whereas now I went back and discovered it. I was like, oh wow, that's her. And that was a really cool moment for me, actually, to kind of go, oh wow, that person must have been with us for so long and is now a big part of the community still. So like, just a really cool kind of moment for me as a player, as much as anything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think it's what my personal favourite meeting, which you should never really describe a meeting that way, right? But where we get together with the community team and we essentially go through what are the cool things that are happening in our community. And in most cases, we've probably already seen it, right? Because we look at the forums, we look at Reddit, and we're looking at Twitter, and then we kind of go through, right, these things feels like they should be commemorated in the game, and like, how do we want to commemorate them? And I think the process of going through the fun ways we can have fun with it and immortalize these kind of deeds in the world, like it's like I've never worked on a game where we've done that before, where we've had this evolving world and we're making players part of our lore. I mean, it's like,
it's very
honestly,
alive.
Such a thrill to do, and it makes the world feel like this dynamic, ever-changing place, and it's a joy to be part of, to work on and memorializing players. And like, well, it's something, to Joe's point, we'll just keep doing. Absolute pleasure to do. I'm hearing bad sounds from the bottom of the ship.
Yeah, that's
I think there's
might be
good.
scraping a bit or something.
I think it's because I slightly lowered one sails as we took, just enough to get things creaking.
That sure feels like we're hitting something.
Definitely, we're taking on something.
Oh no, yeah, we are taking on.
I hear tales of the mythical rare sail.
Yeah, if anyone sees us, probably going to make their mark and sink us. Well, hopefully not.
No, come on, if anyone's out there and sees the rare sail, there's a chance.
It's us.
It's us.
Come on.
So, no, don't
Destroy them. Absolutely punish them. Sink them with buckets of water only.
Yeah. Has been some of my favourite stuff I've been seeing with the skeleton ships. The sinking with buckets of water and the crying chest, basically, where they they sneak on board with that and just leave it, because our skeletons are quite nonplussed by this kind of occurrence. Like, what is this?
That's beautiful. I've only actually found one of those since release. One.
Really?
One crying chest. Yeah.
Really?
Only one. Yeah. I looked at my stats the other day. A single crying, and only 2 drunk chests. And I'm pretty far. I'm 26, 30, 25. So like I've logged my hours, and we did rebalance all
the chest rewards. We pushed up the probability of finding that stuff, but.
Well, I am an unlucky fellow, obviously.
Yeah, we should probably rebalance the kind of frequency of cursed chests, because they're such a cool mechanic.
Yeah, they're fun.
Drive a lot of stories.
I feel like we need something more.
Should we do that?
You are really scared of these ships.
Well, yeah, I've had some bad experiences. I mean, I'm willing to head on in.
No, come on.
It's on the way. Let's grab some more. I think a good goal is if we get 100 cannonballs, 100 wood, 100 bananas, we'll be fine.
I'm doing nothing, by the way. I'm just in the crow's nest. So
great work. Great work up there, Joe.
There's always someone's got to be a lookout.
That's why we keep you around. A lot of questions being, will you be able to equip multiple scars in the future?
We kind of deliberately went with what we have to make it really clear to players what you were equipping. But I mean, we've seen that feedback on the social channels all around. So it's something we can relook at. I think we'll always kind of go for kind of clarity. I think it kind of raised some kind of UI concerns.
A fabled rare sale. I like that. That's nice. Wait, what do we have? Was that a pig cage or a chicken cage down there?
I think it was a chicken coop, the one that's on the beach near the
Well, we
ship.
need a pet.
We do need a, we need a pet.
And we
It's
need a
luck.
good name.
Good luck for the battle.
What's a good chicken name? Well, like a really human name, like Steven.
Steven!
Steven the chicken?
Steven! Yeah, we should call him Steven. Just place him on the
Here's one.
capstan. Steven, watch me work.
Alright, oh, I got many color options. This guy. This guy's gonna
I'm
be the
thinking-
one. He's the one.
I'm thinking something a bit more sinister, because
Sinister?
chickens are clearly fearsome creatures. Like, I don't know, something that strikes fear into the heart of
Garkrabak, destroyer of worlds!
Rambo the skeleton.
Rambo the skeleton.
Well, Cluck Norris is already someone I'm sure is
Cluck
someone
Norris.
Oh.
That's. I don't think that's mine. That's I've taken that of someone else. Someone in the community will clearly, yeah. But
Where
Cluck
we
Norris
put
is
this
pretty.
boy. He's gonna be right here, so he gets a nice little adventure every time we lift the anchor.
Hennifer Aniston?
Stop it.
Run to the beach, Mike. I've got you covered.
I don't know where the ship. Dan's moved the ship.
What? Barely.
I'm coming. I see the ship.
You got this.
There's-
Oh,
there's
you
a-
got
there's one
problems.
on the beach as well now. So.
Oh, hey! This guy's trying to shoot me. Get out of here. Don't point your gun at me.
Here I come. Do you see me? I'm jumping on the. I'm on the rock.
I see you up there. Yeah.
Here he comes.
We don't need these.
Quick!
Hey!
Hey!
Is there a skeleton with a sniper rifle up there, or is that my
There is.
imagination?
Oh, you're. Oh!
There we go.
What's going
Oh,
on? What just happened? Oh, we got.
I-
Oh, nice.
Got knocked of it. Perfect
Just
time to
gotta-
answer my
just gotta
pet
have
question.
Ooh.
Any teases about having pets in the future?
Ow. Sorry, I just got shot in the face by a skeleton. While I'm jumping off to fight them. So yeah, pets in the future. Can confirm we do want to add pets in the future. It's honestly we've actually been discussing that
Whoa, what the?
today and yesterday. Yeah,
Are you
so-
serious? That guy's a sniper! What the heck? He knocked me right off the boat!
We've actually been discussing that.
I'm dying!
You can fly off the deck.
So
Kill that guy!
do we get moving? Or
I'm
should we go-
trying!
Honestly, we've been discussing that recently. It's like when exactly do we want to bring those in? Because we've talked about this before that they are going to be post-launch business plan in terms of, we're obviously continuing to update the game for free, and all of these content updates we don't plan to charge for, but we do need an additional revenue stream over time to continue funding the further development of Sea of Thieves. So we're right in the middle of discussing exactly when we want to bring that in. But yeah, we love the idea of pets. We know a lot of people do, and we're going to have some fun with them when we do bring those in. So yeah, like TBD, but we will have more to share on that in the midterm future, I think.
Cool.
Well, think of the fun we've just had with Cluck Norris, and that's just a chicken.
Oh,
Indeed.
just a blast. An absolute blast. Were there any characters that you kind of didn't expect to flesh out? Like when were these characters written, and how many more characters do you have planned for the future to become incorporated into the universe?
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
Yeah, that is a great question. So I've had a conversation about that today, actually, around opportunities to make more of the characters we've introduced in the expanded universe. So as part of the updates that we've got coming in the future, some of those will expand on existing characters in the game, but also showcase new characters. And if you have read Tales from the Sea of Thieves or some of the comic books, you'll see some of those characters and almost see where they've ended up as part of the content we're going to introduce later. So some of those characters, I mean, I guess like Merrick, he was part of the introduction of the Megalodon and that tale, and you probably haven't seen the last of Merrick. And you know, we're big fans of Salty that we've introduced with Cursed Sales, the skeleton parrot. That you know, you'll see us do more within the future. But yeah, trying to make interesting links between the expanded universe and almost tying up story threads in Sea of Thieves and vice versa with some of our extended stuff. So yeah, I mean, a mix of both, expanding our current characters and showcasing new ones.
Yeah, because there's a lot of thought gone into the lore of the world and all of the characters and the history of it, and you're going to see it start come together across, like Mike says, across all the different bits that we've been releasing. So you know there is a universe of Sea of Thieves that like is coming to life in the in the books, the comics, and you know I've had the privilege to read some of that stuff that's coming in the future, and it's amazing to see how it all kind of comes together. And there's going to be lots of moments, I think, when people kind of get to read the novel that's coming out later this year. You know, amongst other things. So yeah, it's really cool to see how all of that has been planned to come together across not just the game but all the other bits, because we know that players love to really engage people, love to dig into the detail and the background of the world and the lore and the characters. And so
Rock.
Whoa!
Hard right. Hard right.
Want to make that richer.
Oh no! All right, just
Fine.
but a flesh wound.
Like,
Just a scratch.
novel's a great example of that, right, Joe? Like
Yes.
like Sea of Thieves, it's called Sea of Thieves: Athena's Fortune, and players of the game know Athena's Fortune is, you know, this kind of ultimate end goal of becoming a pirate legend, and that kind of character of the pirate lord is pretty mysterious in the game right now. The novel kind of dives into his backstory and how he came to the Sea of Thieves, and you're almost seeing the pirate lord and Athena's Fortune in its prime.
Oh,
Hello.
here it is.
Speaking of in its prime, it's
The
there.
foul grog. Oh no.
Oh, is this the one that
This
makes
is you get drunk,
okay.
yeah.
Your favourite.
I'm a ship
I
jumper.
don't have any cannonballs. I was in resource
Who's-
gathering mode.
All right, let me. I'm gonna grab a thing. I'm gonna jump on.
If we don't fire at them, do they not fire at us? Is that how it works?
No, they'll
We're
fire.
friendly. Friendly. Oh, here it is.
Wait, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting.
Parkour.
I'm bringing it in for Dan.
Parkour. Ah!
Come on, Dan.
Stop.
Oh! Repair.
Oh,
No.
That
Oh, nice.
it
Oh,
started.
jeebus. Okay, repair.
Repair.
Yeah.
All of us on repair. Oh no, we're not too bad. I'm bailing.
I hope that got him slightly.
Yeah.
That was great, Dan. That was great.
That was right away. I wanted to get to low deck, but
I have seen some
Yeah,
feedback
turn
that
right,
we should
turn into-
reduce the length of time this makes you drunk, Mike, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm inclined to agree.
well, same with dancing.
Yes, Joe. We are going to be implementing some changes.
You know what? This time I'm just gonna. Oh. All right. If you guys. Oh no.
Right, going around. the
Oh,
rock.
we're still sinking.
Yeah, we are.
Still
There's
thinking,
one
okay,
hole.
okay,
There's
okay.
one hole that's really hard to fix when you're hammered.
Right.
But,
All right, yeah.
It's
Trying to do
fine.
it. Dan, nice one.
more right. Whoa, who's been stick in my face? I literally can't see anything.
You got a hit.
Hey, I
Congrats.
still hit the ship though.
Right.
No, maybe hold on. I'm on it. I'm on the.
No.
We are
Oh
now.
god. Oh god. I'm off the boat. I caught it. We're good. This is.
No good.
You guys were real prepared for this. Chat says I like seeing the devs feel the pain here. 100 cannonballs. LOL.
Oh.
Up, up. Let's dance. I'm out at sea. Oh, we got a
got
Megalodon.
behind.
Megalodon.
What?
We got a Megalodon on you.
Left side.
Nice to see you. Can you hang around and attack the other ship, please?
Help.
Come.
Help. Help me.
So we had a question. Are you a male or a female? Like 1 bite for yes. Honestly.
Ah! That's a big boy. All right, we're doing all right down here.
Dan, grab some resources while you're
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm doing. How far out is content usually planned? Because we know we have Forsaken Shores coming up. How much more do you guys have actually thought out?
A pretty high level, like a long way. You know, a year and a half. But the detail starts to. I don't know. It's. What do you reckon, Mike? 6-8 months is when we really start getting into the detail, because you've got content lead time in terms of art, in terms of like building environment and stuff. prototyping.
Oh no.
This
Yeah,
is
I'd
quite
say-
hard to answer questions, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
but we've got a great excuse for if we fail.
Yeah.
Because
We're answering questions.
We've got 2 ships, 2 ships.
oh, hello, Megalodon. Nice to meet you.
All right, I'm grabbing a barrel.
Now, I'd say it kind of depends on the feature. I mean, some things we plan out really far in advance. You know, something that we really think is going to bring value to the game. Whereas something is probably more like 6 to 8 months out. And some of that is just bringing together thinking that maybe we've had previously, but putting a new spin on it, or combining different mechanics together as a good release. I mean, you saw that recently with air plans around the rowboat and Forsaken Shores. You know, we've always wanted to kind of grow that world, and we've always liked the idea of adding a rowboat to the game. You know, that's always been a persistent thing. But then it made sense to bring those 2 mechanics in together because thematically they make sense.
Oh! What? Oh, I caught the ladder.
Good job.
Mike.
No problem.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah, come in.
Oh god, we got water. We got a lot of water.
No, we're still going. We're still going.
I got their ship. Yeah, let's do it.
Are we really still going, Mike?
We're still going. We're still going. Keep bailing. Come on.
Woo!
Okay. By the way, I think Cluck Norris wasn't quite as tough as we thought.
Oh, is he dead? Oh, no!
Dream is over.
Take my word.
Oh, thank you, Meg. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's possible. Oh, oh, catch it. No, my dreams are dead. I'm just gonna light it.
Do it.
See you later, homies.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
Oh, that did some damage.
Yeah, you sunk it.
Cooking and or fishing coming to the game. Any comment on that?
I think they're staples of the pirate life.
Yes, it's a staple diet or something, right? But the funny thing about Sea of Thieves is, right, that like because it's a game we want to keep growing and evolving and keep adding things to. There's really only 2 categories things fall into, maybe 3, but like, which is like, no, that doesn't really work for Sea of Thieves, or yeah, that would make sense for Sea of Thieves, and like we'll get it in eventually, right? And
Yeah.
it really is kind of that. So we definitely foresee that coming to the Sea of Thieves at some stage.
Are you guys going to Gamescom?
We'll probably do some interviews and stuff there, like, so there'll be some of us there, but I'm not sure if we're gonna be playable there. Like, I think we're kind of figuring that stuff out at the moment, but we definitely want to. We'll definitely be there, and we can meet people who are there, and we'll chat there. We'll be at Xbox Fan Fest and stuff. So, so yeah, if anyone's going to Gamescom, we'll be there. We'll be like look forward to having a chat with people and hearing feedback and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, there will be some of us there. I'm gonna be heading across. So.
Seen a few questions regarding the Megalodon and the Kraken. Will there be rewards for killing them? Because right now they feel almost more like a nuisance than anything. There's no real reason to kill them.
Yes, there will. Yes, there will. We don't have anything, nothing to announce on when that will be, but like having reasons to engage them when you come across them emergently in the world. Yes, we will be adding rewards. Ooh,
Oh yeah, he's sinking. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thanks, Meg.
All right, I've seen this question asked a lot in chat. Will there ever be a big town, port, or hub rather than a couple little, like, ones scattered around? Rather there be a main one?
I don't think so. I don't think that's their direction. I don't think we want to kind of add something that, you know, the magic of the game is when players come together and these kind of social scenarios happen emerge. That's the thing that's special about Sea of Thieves. So it's not to discount it entirely, but we definitely don't have any concrete plans to do any of that. I mean, we've considered it before, but it always felt like it would take away from what's special about the game. I mean, certainly a place where players could, you know, show off the things that they've earned and the things that they've done and potentially meet other crews. I mean, that's something where we have been thinking, but not kind of on a large scale. Dan, are you
Man, I
free?
fell.
Okay.
That would have been perfect.
Right, let me
Oh
go
my god!
We might have more than one hole in a minute.
It's going for the ship. It's going for the pirate, I think. Oh.
Right,
Yes.
I'm repairing.
What can people look
more
forward
goals
to
for
over?
Pirate Legends and things.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that is something that you'll definitely see us do this year. So expanding the things that you can do as Legend and have new things to go earn. I mean that's something you'll definitely see us do. one of the things we didn't want to do was add the Athena letters of commendation as a way to kind of cheapen the kind of progression of Legends. I mean, a lot of people are putting a lot of time into progressing through Athena's fortune, and what we didn't want to do is create a way that players could fast track that.
Meg, please don't do that.
But you'll see us kind of expand the things that you can do as Legend and the things that you can earn as Legend. You'll see us do that this year. Initially, our focus after launch was to expand content for everyone, but we know that we can't neglect Pirate Legends for too long.
Oh God!
Oh,
No!
Why did you do that?
No! That's that does not bode well.
Did you not see the rare sales? We introduced you to this one. Oh, they've shot them. They've shot the Meg. Come on, Meg, get angry. Get angry.
The barrels are sinking.
There are no Snickers. Oh, there's an explosive barrel in the water. Hello. Whee!
Yeah, it's there's sharks. It's a whole situation down here.
Might need to bail.
Struggling to hold the ship.
You might need to bail a lot.
Oh,
Bailing,
no.
I'm bailing.
Watch out, the Meg's biting us as well.
She's got us again. She's got us
It
again.
wasn't us that shot you, Meg. It was the other guy. Like, no, that's over.
No, we done. Oh man.
No.
So close.
It's so far. I blame Meg.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn her off. Out of spite.
Oh, you got a shark on you. Right on your tail. Got him. Yo, these sharks are vicious in these waters. Ow!
Joanna Dark sinks below the waves. Bye.
Speaking of Joanna Dark, we also have the Banjo-Kazooie. You guys plan on adding more rare references? Oh my God, Meg. Oh my God, sharks! Look at this.
I know. Pay off the sharks, Mike.
Yeah, so more rare IP
Yeah.
kind of cosmetics in the game. Yes, yeah, I think the ones we select, we'll want to make sure we can do what we did with Banjo and Joanna. So
Yeah.
make them feel like they're part of the world, that they're not just kind of crowbarred in there. I think like what we did with Banjo is kind of a great example of that, is that we tried to make it feel like it was a figurehead that could have been created in the Sea of Thieves world. And well, there's loads of other opportunities to get rare IP in there. There's
Grabbed by the ghoulies.
a nice, well, yeah, I mean, a nice nod
Love
for
it.
the fans, but we'll want to do it in a way that fits the Sea of Thieves world.
Yes or no? Will the next one be Conquer?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh.
It won't be Conquer. It won't be Conquer. I think there's ones that are more obvious that kind of fit the Sea of Thieves world, and
Yeah.
we'll kind of bring value for everyone.
Oh, look, hello, there's someone here on the boat.
That's
Hello, Sir Ridwin.
Oh. You're talking on the.
How's... Okay, sorry, I've been corrected for pronouncing it wrong. Sorry, apologies. How are you? How did you die? You're on a live stream, by the way. You're on Greenskull's live stream. So you are. But yeah, check it out. It's Greenskull. That's his name, Greenskull. All right? Yeah, Greenskull. I'm heading back to those guys now. Okay. But yeah, that person I met was really well spoken, by the way. Really great voice. And he was like, "Oh, a stream. What stream is that, may I ask?"
Oh, gentleman pirate.
Yeah, and
The best kind of rogue.
he did correct me for pronouncing his name wrong as well,
course.
which was quite hard.
Chat seems to be obsessed with crabs right now.
Oh, the crab. Yeah.
Yeah,
We love that
the
little
adorable
guy.
crab.
Yeah.
Will we see anything in game for crabs other than the ones that kind of we see around? Like, will it be more of a thing moving forward?
Well, we're having so much fun teasing it, we might never need.
Good point.
No, I think
we've got a troll with something forever, haven't we?
I'm gonna assume I'm the highest level gold hoarder here.
Ooh, are you? I think you and Mike should have a gold hoarder off. Well,
Oh, yeah?
Not sure what that is.
What's
but,
your level? Whip it out! Whip it out, Mike!
I am 27.
Oh, he's one more than me! Oh, no!
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
26.
I was ashamed of that number
No,
as well.
oh, well, now you feel good now, don't you? You're ashamed. Well, I feel great now, thanks. It feels real awesome. Do you guys have any plans moving forward to encourage any kind of combat like that? Like just maybe it's on land combat, just something more of a sword fighting 1v1 PvP situation.
I'd say not. I think swords as like as part of combat. I mean, we wanted that to be more about the stories and the scenarios that players got into. So it's very much around timing and position. So as to your point, that definitely comes more to the fore when you're 1v1 versus another player. Kind of using some of the mechanics that you don't typically use when you're against skeletons, like the jump dodge mechanic, and just mastering that timing between the two. But sword combat deliberately for us was just this pretty accessible, fairly straightforward, because ultimately it's just a small part of using your ship, approaching the situation, using your cannons, using your guns, then falling back to the sword. Now, we didn't want to make any one part of it too deep. Controller is disconnected while I'm heading to an island.
Oh, jeez, no. This is fine. People would love to fight their own crew. Be like, all right, let's settle this. Rather than all voting to be in the brig, let's have a 1v1 right now. Let's settle this.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I mean, but it's quite funny actually when we were creating sword combat. One of the ways we used to test it was get a crew on a beach, and we'd have some of them playing instruments, and it'd essentially be winner stays on. So we'd create this little like fight club on an island. Someone would be there, like using the concertina to give some background music, as the crew would just kind of fight it out, just to test that 1v1 mechanics.
Outfits. As more and more customization options are added, it gets the management becomes more complicated. It's obviously a UI thing that must be solved eventually. But one suggestion I've seen a lot around is the discussion of outfits, of saying these are the 3 things I like to wear. This is outfit 1, this is outfit 2, this is outfit 3. Is that potentially on the
kind
table?
of like a little potentially, yes. I mean, we're looking at, there's some how can I kind of describe this, like a little spit and polish that we're doing to the UI. That should be introduced shortly after Curse Sales, just to make it just a little bit slicker, the shopping experience. So that's looking quite nice. And then beyond that, kind of improvements to just the shopping experience and kind of the experience in the equipment chests. That's something we will continue to improve. Just gonna get a little bit closer.
Awkwardly close.
Paul Cunningham.
Paul Cunningham actually manages the creation of the trailers that you see, like the kind of team trailers, like for Curse Sales and for that. So he works with the team to kind of deliver those. So ultimately, you could say he's responsible for the crab teaser. Oh yeah,
ship naming. I know that was teased in the past.
Up in the air again at the moment, isn't it, really, Michael? Like, I'm not sure where it fits in one of your latest things, but for me, it comes in with the concept of ship ownership and stuff, which we talked about in the past too, right? So, and that is currently, it's kind of on the back burner while we're focusing on a bunch of other things, but it's something we do want to bring in. Like when it reaches the top of our kind of must-have list, really. It's one of those things that totally get it, totally want to do it. It's just not 100% sure exactly when it's going to come in right now.
I mean, I think part of the reason, not only the reason people are discussing it is because it's part of the fantasy of being on the ship and feeling like the crew's bonded around the name that you've chosen. I mean, that's a big part of being in this pirate world. But there's also the plaque on the galleon. I mean, we deliberately left the plaque above the captain's cabin door because we intend to add it as part of servicing Sea of Thieves. I mean, I remember having the conversation around, should we remove the plaque because we're not supporting ship naming at launch? And we deliberately went, well, no, because as part of our vision for Sea of Thieves, that's part of what we want to add to the game. I mean, it's the same reason why, now we're adding the rowboat as part of Forsaken Shores, and the rowboat is on the box art of the game when you buy Sea of Thieves. It's on the kind of the screen that you see when you launch the game on Xbox and PC. I mean, because that was part of the vision of Sea of Thieves, and we do want to add those things. When and where they come in, that'll be a reflection of how we've changed the roadmap to meet players' feedback and what we think is important at that time. But just because we don't bring it in, and you keep hearing us say, there's no concrete plans, that doesn't mean we don't ever want to do it. It just means that it's not part of the roadmap for the foreseeable future, and it's difficult to kind of give players a direct time, but it will bubble up to the top, to Joe's point, eventually.
Sappy in chat says, put it on the front burner, Joe.
Is that a thing?
What would you guys call your ship?
I would
rare
call
treasure. There you go.
Rare treasure. Not even.
I'd call mine the Mad Monkey, because I know Joe loves that name so much.
Mad
Party
Monkey.
Bag.
I love the Mad Monkey. Love it.
Party bag.
I'd like to name mine Ship Happens.
Nice. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. There's a brig just over there, directly to our the same place it was before, like port and a bit behind us.
Okay.
Basically the other side of Snake Island, and it did seem to be
heading this way.
Potentially engaging. Yeah.
I will be the. Oh, we got it. We're friends.
spirited landlord.
All right, let's let him catch up, I guess. Friend or foe?
Oh,
Friendly.
That was the guy I met on the ghost ship.
Oh, was
Was
it?
it? Oh!
Hello. That
Hello.
was the guy we met on the ghost ship. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you already met on the ghost ship.
So before, like, Dan, see if you can pronounce his name.
Oh, okay.
Not Pepper.
Oh yeah,
but the
okay,
other
okay.
one.
Wait, yeah, let me see it. Let me see.
See if you can get it
Yeah,
right.
I can't see his name anymore.
See, look, there you go. The name at the top. For that,
Yeah,
right, see if you can pronounce it when.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's it.
Yeah. that's
okay.
tough.
Well, I mean, you know, right? If I were to say it quick, it would have been Siridwin.
Come on then, say it over the speaking trumpet.
Si-
If you get corrected
oh
by
no.
our polite friend.
Or is it Caradwin?
You've got to go first. Go.
Oh no. Okay.
Can you try and guess my name?
He's asking.
Can you understand it?
Yeah, I got this. Wait, I can't see it yet. Once you're close enough, I will. Siridwin?
No, not quite. Not
What about?
quite.
What about? Charadwin?
Caradwin.
Caradwin?
Oh, there you go.
So my second guess. When I was talking to you.
No, I didn't. I don't.
No, I heard that.
Yes.
Chat, roll it back. Roll it back in stream. I said it. I said
There
it.
were no witnesses.
Or was it Caradwin? I said it. You'll see this in editing. Caradwin.
Want to help dig up some treasures? We got a Here you go. Oh. You're going to lookout point, and then we're here.
Crates. I see a lot of people talking about how infrequent those crate quests are, or finding those crates at all. Are those going to be tweaked a bit?
They are indeed. They are
Okay.
indeed. There is a kind of pass that we've done that we want to wait till we get through curse cells before we kind of check that into our build on our side before it shows up in the game. But we've kind of rebalanced, basically made them, to be honest, more part of your experience because they're such a rarity. And even when you do find them, they're not really worth it payout wise. So we kind of tweak both of those elements. So that's coming very soon.
Someone's saying like sunken cities, ruins, because I know there are some islands that have some neat underwater ruins and shipwrecks that are fun to explore, but there's not much to find in them. Is there going to be more of that moving forward?
Yeah, I think, and also just making underwater more a part of the gameplay. I mean, we've done that a little bit recently when we added the mermaid statues, and at the same time we added in kind of the chance to find underwater chests and skulls and artifacts. But yeah, making underwater more part of gameplay. Yes. West by northwest, 8 paces. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And it's a sea phase.
Woohoo! All right, I'll take the fancy one. You take the awful
I'll take
one.
the less fancy one.
Got it. What's kind of your design process for thematic outfits? Because for instance, we had the bones one. It's covered in bones, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Well, really good question. So the ones that we initially launched. So we had Bill's Rats, Sea Dogs, Admiral, and Sovereign. Design process was very much we start with kind of what we want the cosmetic set to convey, which might be quite surprising to people to think that we go to kind of that level of detail, but we deliberately kind of broke it down into what the emotions we wanted the player to feel, like why players would equip certain cosmetics. So like admirals are all about kind of formality and being pompous. It's all about, you know, very neat lines and brass buttons, and everything looks like it's barely being used. And then you've got Sovereign, which is really elaborate. It's almost like royalty. Everything's kind of really embroidered, and it's like full. It's very encrusted in jewels and kind of gold. And then Bill's Rats they don't care. They just go wherever the wind takes them. It's just make, do, and mend, and things have been kind of bodged together. And you almost get a sense that they've been castaways on island, which kind of makes sense when we introduce Duke as part of the Bill's Rats. He kind of embodies that freedom, and that's why he asks players to go out there and kind of complete these kind of wild activities, because they don't care about progressing with the trading companies. It's about, you know, doing these kind of getting involved in cool stories and having these cool moments that you remember. And then we've got the more kind of fancy stuff. So that's stuff you referred to with kind of the bone stuff and the I guess what else with the underwater stuff we've introduced recently, the kind of whaling barnacle set, they are deliberately kind of a little bit more out there. So as we progress through the year, we'll add more cosmetics that enrich the core styles, but now kind of adding more visually distinct things. But yeah, I mean, the design process is very much starting with how does it convey a certain type of expression and emotion to other players in the game.
Teases for potential upcoming outfits.
Ones that I'd say would gel quite well with a theme of Forsaken Shores. So cosmetic set that would kind of fit at home in that region.
Question I'm most excited to ask: when are we getting fighter jets? I'm really excited about the Sea of Thieves fighter jets.
For pirates.
That was exactly what the movie thinking, by the way, Mike. That was Shelley's reaction, wasn't it, during the Colosseum about what was it? Gliders?
It was ways to traverse in the air.
Yeah, that was
Like-
it.
Like hot air balloons,
Pirates?
steampunk hot air balloons.
Yeah.
For pirates.
Put it on the front burner, Joe. It's one of my favorite visual spots you're here, Joe, in the whole game, right here. I love this spot. I don't know what it is about this, but this spot I find absolutely gorgeous.
What, this kind of little canyon
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
no,
looking
it
through
is,
right
it
here,
is.
it's awesome. Airstrike Megalodons? Yeah, that sounds great. Can't wait for that update.
Oh, definitely Sharknado, but with Megalodons
Oh, it's
would
gonna be great.
like that add to basket. I'm all over that. Let's do it.
You know, we have our primary storm system. Are there plans to play with more storm ideas, being actual tornadoes or maybe, you know, tsunamis, large waves, more interesting environmental effects?
Yeah, I mean, we are looking at adding more weather conditions. I guess the big thing that feels like it's in that area we're adding that the idea of being in Devil's Roar and, you know, feeling earthquakes and seeing these volcanoes erupt. I mean, that feels like, again, the world threatening you. But beyond that, we are kind of looking at different weather conditions.
Uh-oh. God, I'm glad it's going to excuse my language.
Oh, I watched it happen. That was good.
I just heard the sizzling.
Collateral. Huge.
I think like what you were saying there, Joe. I mean, that like for me, and I'm sure it's the same for you. That's the reason why we're as excited, if not more excited, about working on Sea of Thieves. Now the game is outright. Like we're past March the 20th. You know, we're months after launch. We're adding content. We're still as excited about the future as we were before launch because we've got so much further we can go with the world and the adventures that you can have in it. And like, just like anecdotally for me, I mean, this is probably the game I play the most at home. And like, I've never had that with a game I've worked on because you kind of know the game inside and out. You know how everything's going to play. You can predict it with absolute precision, the way your kind of play sessions are going to go. But that's not the case with Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a world you can role play as pirates in, and like, that's what makes it exciting for me to play all the time.
Totally. You can test the mechanics, but in a studio, and you can test it with your fellow staff members, and you can kind of role play how you think people are going to play. But really, the reality is like releasing alliances. How are people going to play with this? What are the stories that come out of it? Is it going to be balanced right? Do we need to change it? What encounters is it going to lead to? You can only find that out by playing it for real and testing it. So it's fascinating. It's like no game either of us have ever worked on, right?
There's been a few times, for instance, I'm gonna find the clip of it. Some guy just boarded me. And right away, I think they were, I couldn't tell, right? Because this thing is, there was up in the air. They were joking or something, but they hop on, they say, SOTPD, we're here to confiscate your goods. And as soon as he said that, I just whipped out, I had a shotgun and a sniper, and I just double tapped him. I was like, pop, pop, and I'm like, we're getting out! we annihilated their team and just ran, and they just like pursued us across the map. It was awesome. It was funny because even in the death zone, they were talking about like, man, it was just a joke. We were just kidding. I'm like, no, you don't kid. You don't kid and say you're taking my treasure. Like, we're gonna stop this right here, right now. I shoot first.
I'm trying to play like a couple of times a week, and I tend to tweet out when I am, and just try and grab some people from the community, jump in and play, and it's a lot of fun actually. You get to meet people and chat and kind of take feedback. So yeah, so keep an eye on my Twitter account, and if you wanna
Hey,
jump
what
in
is your Twitter, Joe?
now you should ask. Yeah. No, it's at JoeNeat1, mainly because I had at JoeNeat originally and didn't really use Twitter back then, and it got hacked, and loads of it got tweeted loads of times, or it added loads of people, so it got banned by Twitter. So I did have JoeNeat, and then Twitter banned it. So I'm JoeNeat1, sadly. But there you go.
Mike, what's yours?
I am at Chappers Chapman.
Hey guys, I'm at Greenskull on Twitter. Be sure to follow all of us. Even right now, guys, if you're watching, if you ever want to tweet out the stream and tag us all and do all that, annoy them on Twitter.
By the way, have you?
There's like 3
have
skulls
we got
in there.
anything from that?
Yeah,
shipwreck?
we did good. We
There's
got a.
There's probably more still. 'Cause I
Marauders
saw a lot of
chest, and
skulls.
There's
in
another
there.
skull.
Yeah.
There's a skull down there. So
Oh, okay.
hold fire on the anchor. Let's just get this.
Okay.
Do you guys have plans for to
go on.
make the 3 trading companies to diversify the quest types in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like those trading companies that we launched the game with kind of represent the kind of core activities I think you'd expect in a pirate world, like the absolute core of kind of be a bit of a bounty hunter, but it's got that fantastical spin because you're going after skeletons. You've got the idea of being like a trader in the world, and you know we can go further with that. And then the idea of kind of treasure hunting. So we'll bring in kind of more variety within those trading companies, but then also completely new ways to play. And I think you'll see us do both of those things.
Focus initially is probably going to be enriching the merchant stuff. I think, Mike. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think like merchants, for the right reasons, is come under some criticism. There's kind of ways to exploit it, and also, I mean, what I will say is we kind of designed it to be different to the others. It was like a more kind of passive, laid-back way of play, but I think many people kind of look at it as, well, Freddie Prinze Jr. described it as groceries, right? Like the thought of doing merchants after doing a kind of Order of Souls or a treasure hunt is a little bit dull for some people. So we want to bring in kind of another way to play as part of the merchants. It probably makes you feel more like the idea of being a merchant in the world. But even with the others and with merchants, we can go even further.
Yeah. And it's like even just the introduction of the gunpowder skellies has made the Order of Souls stuff more interesting and varied. And actually just bringing that in and doing the build your adventure drove people to do more Order of Souls and got them to progress quicker and stuff. So yeah, there's always going to be ways that we can look to enrich each thing just in even when we bring in smaller features like that. It's quite a good shot.
Oh. I think I just got nailed by I just got hit in the head with a ship or something. What just happened?
Race to Lookout Point.
Gambling or card games or any kind of just alternate chillax, like something to do on outposts. Are you looking for more activities there?
I'm not
yeah, I mean
answering a question with chillaxing.
Chillaxing on the islands,
answering a question with that
that's what
phrasing.
pirates do. They chillax.
It kind of goes. What Joe said, it's one of those things that makes absolute sense in the Sea of Thieves world. And I'd say not just the taverns, right? You want to gamble and play games on the ship. You're on a long voyage, and it's another way for you to kind of socialize with the crew. So I wouldn't even say just keep it to the taverns. It makes sense in the taverns, but it'd be something we'd want players to be able to do anywhere.
They are cutting it fine by that island, by the way.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that because I like to play a game called Boat, which is like Skate. You get a B if you mess up, and you have to set the trick. And the trick always involves falling off the ship, for the most part, and catching the ship back. So a game of Boat usually starts like so.
You are not taking this race seriously.
No, I'm playing a game of Boat. Game of Boat comes before everything.
It's alright, I can jump up, I promise. Well, no, I can't.
Oh no. Why'd you say that? I thought it was first to just like touch it. First to touch it, because we're touching
Oh,
it.
they hit the island.
I think they might have won, by the way.
I'm gonna go ahead and they still haven't got there though.
I am on the island.
Here
Yo! Should we expect to see more weapons or items in the next update?
Not in Forsaken Shores, but we are looking at it beyond that.
Will we ever have the ability to change ships mid-game without having to leave server?
It's kind of seen that mentioned quite a lot. We have considered that in the past. It is quite a large undertaking, and it would require a lot of investment, kind of migrating players onto the new ship, but also how you deal with all the edge cases of kind of resources on board. I mean, you could say put it in the players' hands and almost just leave it up to them to decide when they want to switch ships, and they lose their stuff on it. But again, it's one of those things that we'd have to prioritize, but totally understand why people are asking for it.
Oh, I found something underwater. Hey.
Nice. What is it?
It's not a statue. And another. Look at me go. Killing it. Discussing the kicking of players. Is that something you're still constantly looking into? How to player management?
Yeah. I mean that feedback, I guess, relates to the brig. Kind of the thought of having a 2-stage kicking process. I mean, we obviously kind of didn't want to do that initially. The idea was to get the kind of brig in there and assess it based on feedback. But yeah, we are kind of looking at how we can deal with some of the worst cases of player griefing.
No, they're fighting each other.
Oh, you're right. One's sinking. One's
there's
totally
one
sinking.
point-
You're right.
Little sloop man's coming back, by the way. There's 2 of us in brigs against us, like a.
All right. I'm not sure these guys are friendly. So Mixer, park here and get ready to fight him.
He's coming back.
I gotta turn this in.
He's coming back.
Yeah, look, I'm shooting. Okay, I'm shooting.
Okay, do it. Maybe. Okay.
All right. I need backup on the island.
Oh.
Bring your loot. Let's go.
Oh no, that poor sloop.
Oh, just destroying them. All right, I'm on land. We're gonna see if this guy truly is friendly.
It is, my good friends.
That guy stopped. over
Wait,
there,
isn't
by
that
the way.
yours?
There's
That's
a chest on the dock for
isn't
you.
that
So
your
yeah, you
your
should-
chest?
Is he sinking?
Didn't realize I had it.
He's got to be sinking. Are you gonna give these guys
Alright, I'm gonna be
the
getting back to the
skulls
shop
then?
now.
He's gone.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on. I'll stay on board here. There's a Marauder's chest at the front here. Who's taking it?
This dude's friendly. He just gave me a chest. He just like surrendered a chest to me. I didn't even ask for it. I'm just like, okay, I guess. There we go. Look at that. Thank you for watching the stream, guys. Thanks for joining me. That was super fun.
That was fun.
That was
Had
great.
fun.
Thank you.
And thanks for everyone else who's taken part, wittingly or unwittingly, in the stream here as well.
Yeah, I appreciate all your questions, guys. As well as everyone on Reddit, on Twitter, in the chat, asking questions. Hopefully, your questions have been answered adequately enough. I'd definitely love to play again sometime. So maybe as the next update rolls out or something, we'll have another stream and have some chats about it.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
a lot of fun, man. I think we're gonna go and have some dinner. I think over here in the UK. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome, man. So we will catch you again soon.
See you guys
Cheers,
on
guys.
the flip
For the
on the
fun
flip
time,
side.
guys.